ஹாய் ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸ். இன்னைக்கு பார்த்தீங்கன்னா, தில்ராஜ் இருக்காரு. அவர் இன்ஃப்ராஸ்ட்ரக்சர் அஸ் அ டூல் உங்களுக்கு சொல்லப் போறாரு. இவர் ஒரு புலிமி ஸ்பெஷலிஸ்ட். பட் இந்த செஷன்ல ஓவரால் இன்ஃப்ராஸ்ட்ரக்சர் கோட்னா என்ன? பிளஸ் ஒரு புலிமிக்கும் டெராஃபார்முக்கும் டிஃபரன்ஸ் நீங்க பார்க்கலாம்.
Thank you, Arun. Okay, everyone. Nico, we are going to discuss about IaC tools and overview and comparison. So, Market Lab, we have multiple tools: Terraform, Pulumi, and cloud-specific AWS CloudFormation, and specific to Azure we have ARM templates. For Google, we have Deploy Manager. So we have multiple IaC tools. So yeah, we'll discuss. So today the main concept is on Pulumi. So how we are going to, how Pulumi is different from other IaC tools. So yeah, first of all, yeah, this is infrastructure as code, and on the right you see configuration management as code. Infrastructure, and both are helping to provision the infra. So for example, Terraform, CloudFormation, ARM templates, and Cloud Deployment Manager, Pulumi. On the right, you can see Puppet, Ansible, Chef. So all these tools are useful for provisioning the infra. So some of the tools are written in JSON, some of them are in YAML. Some Terraform also you have Terraform own language called HCL. It's a more of a YAML syntax only. That is where Pulumi is a bit different. So we will discuss on what language Pulumi is been written. So last 2 or 3 years, the important discussion is which IaC tools we can use to improve our infra automation. So we have, as I discussed, we have multiple tools. So recently they have introduced, AWS has introduced a new tool called uh, CDK, AWS Cloud Development Kit, which is also almost similar to Pulumi. We will discuss more on CDK later. Yeah, well, some of the important factors to consider when we are choosing any IaC tools, like what are the benefit is going to give. So how each IaCs are different. So some of the important points I've covered here, but there are many. I mean, if you count, it will be like 15, 20. There are many aspects we can consider, but I've listed only important factors as of now. So the first is speed benefits, how fast we can deploy or we can tear down our infrastructure. For example, on a single click, your infra should be created. On a single click, your infra should be tearing down. So that is the first, foremost important thing: speed benefits. The second is the risk management benefits. For example, to avoid a human error. So yeah, that is one more important thing. That is the reason we have IaC, where we can automate all your infrastructure provisioning. The third is security, reusability, and governance. This is one more important aspect. So, how well you can secure your infrastructure. What is the reusability? For example, if you're deploying IaC in if you're deploying an infra using IaC tools in one project, can that be reused in some other project? Definitely yes. So that is one more important aspect to consider. uh, Best candidates for automation, yes, we have when it comes to one project you have hundreds of infra. So based on the project, some of the infra, for example, they need only one tool, that once that is deployed, we will never reuse that. So those kind of infras are not required for automation because you'll never gonna touch that. So then the main concept of IaC we are missing here. So that is the reason we have to choose what kind of infra we need to automate. The next part is integration with existing infrastructure. This is another important factor because when you're touching the existing infra, you have to make sure that that is properly deployed. We are not breaking the what we already have. So that is one more important aspect to consider when we choose any IaC tools. Yes. So let's go to Pulumi now. So this is, I'm not very new, but relatively new. It's been 3 or 4 years. This is available in the market. Pulumi is a modern infrastructure as code platform that allows you to use familiar programming languages, tools to build, deploy, and manage. Yes, the familiar programming languages. Until now, whatever IaC tools you have used, so mostly we have YAML or JSON structures, or then you have In Terraform, they are using their own HCL language that is also almost similar to YAML. So, but now the Pulumi has come up with their own. You can write your infrastructure as code in your own languages. For example, Python. Then you have TypeScript. You have Go. You have C Sharp. Currently, I guess it is available in five programming languages, but they are recently introduced JavaScript. So, but they have a good community support for TypeScript, Go, Python, and C Sharp. On the left side, you can see architecture of Pulumi. So, a very simple architecture, but yeah, I mean the concept is almost similar to Terraform. On the left side, you can see the architecture. You have Pulumi project. The first is the Pulumi program. So, what programming language you're going to select? For example, we have selected Python. Then you will have a Python file which is ending with .py. Then you have the stack. Stacks are very important because when you're deploying your infra to multiple environment, so you have uh, development, you have UAT, production, and some other infra. So yes, those segregation can be done using stacks. Then you have a metadata, pulumi.yaml file that has your all metadata information like which region you want to deploy or you want to give some configuration information. Those can be, those information are available in the pulumi.yaml file. Then once you have all these things are ready, and also for example you want some common packages, so those can be included in the requirement.txt file for the Python. Similarly for TypeScript, you have node modules. uh, then you have Pulumi CLI and deployment engine. For example, there are multiple ways of running Pulumi. For example, you can run from CLI. You can do Pulumi app. There are multiple Pulumi commands, which I'm going to discuss later. Then you have a deployment engine, and there's one more option you can do it using pipeline. Pipeline also you can deploy your Pulumi, just that's for the automation purpose. And then you have state files. State files is one more important thing. For example, where are your state files? State files are getting stored. The state files contain the current infrastructure changes. What is the current state of your infrastructure that is being stored in the, maybe in AWS you can store in the S3 bucket. In Azure you can store it in the blob store. Uh, then the next one is hyperscaler API, which is internally use the Terraform modules to provision and manage the infrastructure. Yeah, this is very simple architecture, nothing to be complicated. Then the most important discussion in 2022 is which is the better IaC tool to use, Terraform or Pulumi. Yeah, there are many features which we can compare, but some of the important one I have highlighted here. I'm not going to go through all the things because you have it all everything in the documentation itself. Uh, yeah, language support. In Python, it is supported in Python, TypeScript. In Pulumi, it is supported in Python, TypeScript, JavaScript, Go, and C Sharp. And in Terraform, you have HCL. It's only single language. ID support, yeah, you can use any ID support, but in Terraform, we have limited support for that. And one more important thing is reuse and modularity. For example, you have written some function in Pulumi that can be reused in multiple ways and multiple places, and you can use loops, you can use expressions. There are so many good things which it will help any coders to make the code much better. For example, in Terraform, that is a constraint we have. We have to use whatever is given by Terraform or the HashiCorp. We cannot write our own law or logic. But yeah, the very limited support compared to what we have in the Pulumi. There's one more another important thing is testing and validation. Uh, in Terraform, we don't have any static code analysis. There are some tools, but is that those tools are not very much established for Terraform. So that is the limitation we have. When it comes to Pulumi, you can scan all your codes. For example, you're writing in Python, you can. There are multiple tools like SonarQube. Those tools you can use to scan your code for better quality and bulletproof solution. Yeah, secret management. Yes, secret management are encrypted in the transit and in the state file itself. You don't see any state file. Secrets in the state file. When it comes to Terraform, even Terraform also have, I mean, they don't store any password in the secret management, but they have their vault, which is Ashika vault that you can use. But in, I mean, Pulumi, you can directly store your passwords in the key vault. From there, you can reference in the code. I mean, yeah. On the left, you can see Ashikop Terraform code. Yeah, on the right side, you can see Pulumi code. This is a simple creation of S3 bucket. Um, on the left, you can see we are using a resource bucket, the bucket ACL, and the tag. On the right side, a similar one we are writing in a programmatic way where we are importing Pulumi, then import Pulumi AWS, import S3. What is Pulumi underscore AWS is nothing but the module which we are exporting from Pulumi. Then you have a bucket. Here we are giving the bucket name. Then we are we are doing the Pulumi dot export bucket name dot bucket ID. So for the bucket name, we are attaching a bucket ID. So yeah, I mean, this is the difference you can see. So you have multiple programming languages. The extension will be different. For TypeScript, it will be a TS. Then Python, it will be a PY. On the left, it is always TF extension for all the files of for the Terraform. Yes, there are multiple Pulumi commands, but some of the important ones are Pulumi new, which will create a new project. Then you have a Pulumi stack, for example, stack for multiple environment. It will be for development, UAT, staging, or production. Then you have a Pulumi config. For example, you want to set key, you want to set a region. These kind of configuration can be set using Pulumi config. Then you have a Pulumi app. Pulumi app will show you, for example, you have written your code in S3 for a creation of S3 bucket. Once that code is created, I mean, those code is written, then you can do a Pulumi app, which will show a preview mode of S3 bucket creation. After showing the preview mode, in the end, you have three options: yes, no, details. If you want to check the details like what is being created, what is the name of it, those details will be shown in the details option. And yes or no, if you want after preview mode, if you are happy with the result, then you can click yes. If you don't want to, if you want to make some further changes, then you can click no. uh, if you just want to see a preview, you don't want to see yes no details option, then you can directly do a Pulumi preview, which will show a simple, I mean, detailed the infrastructure which is being created. Then you have a Pulumi destroy. For example, you have created a stack. Now you want to destroy it. You can simply select the stack and click on Pulumi destroy, which will destroy all the existing the stack which you have selected. That will be deleted. There's one more command which is very important is Pulumi refresh. For example, you have created an infra, and some of your teammates by mistakenly logged into the cloud and did some manual changes to the infra which you have created. Now you want to see what all changes being created, so you can do Pulumi refresh. When you do a Pulumi refresh, it will show the changes what is being done manually in the cloud. So then after seeing the changes, you can, I mean, if you want to remove it or if you want to create one more, that you can adjust according to the result being shown. Thank you. Uh, this is a simple overview about Pulumi. Yeah, but yeah, if you go to if you search Pulumi in Google and if you go to their website, they have a very good documentation. They have a registry. There you'll get all the codes for essay creation or any resource creation for AWS, for Azure, for GCP. Even they have, I guess, 80 plus modules, I guess. I mean, company, this one, modules. So some of them are Pulumi official, some of them are community driven. So you can go and check. So yeah, I mean, for example, one more important good part about Pulumi is that, for example, you have written some code in Terraform. So that is the existing infra you have written in Terraform. Now you want to migrate to Pulumi. So there is a converter in Pulumi that you can, on the left side you can paste the Terraform code that will convert you to Pulumi code, and then on the right you'll be having option Python, TypeScript, Go, and C Sharp. Similarly, you have multiple converters. For example, CloudFormation converters. You have ARM converters. So I mean, yeah, just go and check. So they have a very good documentation. Yes, so that's it for today. Thank you.
தேங்க்ஸ் கைஸ். ஏதாவது வேணும்னா கமெண்ட் பண்ணுங்க.